The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Return the Jewels. Also, there's explicit language. Hey everyone, welcome to the 7th episode of Return the Jewels. My name is Sonal Aggarwal. You can find me on Instagram as at Brooklyn Santa. You can find us at Return the Jewels, and we're on all the major audio platforms. And hopefully, you're watching us right now on YouTube because we need the subscribers for metrics. And our producer Fani, he's the one who does the metrics and all that stuff. But anyways, welcome. This is a great episode. I have a very special guest on this one as well. My friend Sonal Aggarwal is joining us, and I know you see the hat. Whatever it has nothing to do. I mean, it's a dope hat. I'm not wearing it because I didn't shower, and this is a day later that I'm recording the intro. I'm just wearing it to show off that I have this cool hat. But anyways, Sonal is joining us today, and we had a really good conversation. We talked about her growing up. She was born in Pittsburgh, but grew up in Chicago. Just Indian growing up. How the expectations of the older, brown generation. We talked about representation. We talked about travel. She's like a fire dancer. All the off beaten path stuff. She's lived a whole life. You should look her up. An actress. She has a couple things coming out. One thing is Code Switched, it's a web series which should have dropped by the time this episode comes out. And also, she has a short film called A Period Piece, which you should be able to download. You go to
shootithalati.com
and find it. I'm going to put the graphics in here. And anyways, this is a great interview. You'll have a lot of fun watching it, and it really flies by. Enjoy. Hey everyone. So today we have Sonal Aggarwal. She's here. Hi.
What's up?
She's a comedian, actress, friend, fire dancer, Thai masseuse, and overall disappointment to Indian boomers that are related to her. Is that fair?
Indian boomers. Oh, like my mom and dad.
Shh.
I'm related to my mom.
I would say yeah, but I was thinking more like uncles and aunts. They like to use.
Oh no, uncles and aunties. I'm very popular with the uncles and aunties. It's just my parents. Uncles and aunties are like, we believe in you. The uncles believe in you. Like, cool.
But do they really believe in you?
Yeah, the uncles are like, I was always the one that was like, come on, sir, we get a highball. So I was like the, cool. I'm the oldest. It's just me and my sister. So I'm kind of like the boy in my family. I was like the one who's playing catch. And
what do you mean you were like the boy?
Drinking whiskey. I was like, taught like pain is saying you have to say hello to the pain type of thing. I don't know. That's like,
you think you were like taught you were taught with more masculine sensibilities growing up?
Yes, I was a tomboy. I was told I was a tomboy.
Because you were told you were a tomboy, or did you want to just be a tomboy?
I don't know. I mean, gender is a construct.
Sure.
Pretty deep.
I guess.
I developed that concept.
Yeah, you did? You want to claim it and make a hashtag?
Yeah. My construct.
Sure. So speaking of Karens, no.
My smoothie.
So what is this? What are you? What is this? A towel? Is this a scarf? Are you just like in the Himalaya? What is going on?
This is a shawl.
Okay.
We've got a little like mock turtleneck thermal sweater thing happening because we're in Chicago.
Okay.
It's snowing in October.
Yeah, so today is the 26th. You've already voted.
I voted. I for the likes. I got that selfie, posted it.
Good. Yeah, can you mail me your sticker so I can take some photos with it? if you haven't already used it.
I mean, you're in New
Just
York.
kidding. I'm gonna vote
You're-
early, meaning this week because I'm in New York. I can vote early this week. So recording this makes me accountable to it, even though this episode is going to come out on November 4th, which brings me to what do you have out right now? What's going on? You've got this web
Code
series
Switch
coming
just
out called
dropped. My old project that you'd never even heard about because
Never even heard of. We never talked about it.
we filmed it so many years ago, and it just became this eternal like we're in post because when you're doing like an independent
Right.
passion project, this young guy Karan Sunil, who's in LA right now, and he's doing work with maybe NBC or something.
Because he's selling Code Switched.
I
Or
don't
he
know
sold
what.
Code Switch. He sold
Honestly,
Code
it was
Switch, and
like
he
it's
can
in
hedge
post.
that.
It's in post. Is it ever coming out? Is it ever coming out? And it's like maybe it's never going to come out. And then it's like it's coming out in 2 weeks. It's happening on October 20th, and we're like, oh, what the hell? And Karen's scheduling Zoom calls and whatever. And we have to do all the content sharing. But did you see the trailer? I mean, did you see it? Now that we're in the future, and it's already...
no, but can we play it?
The trailer?
Yeah, would that get us taken down like a DMCA takedown?
I mean, it's already out by the time this episode.
Right, but like playing the trailer on this, meaning it's recorded and then put up on YouTube, would that?
Sure. I mean, any sort of like attention.
So I have not seen the trailer, but maybe you can describe it to me.
Well, what's cool about the trailer is that it's like, we're 5 brown people, and I play a Hindu girl, Priya. Sadiq plays a Muslim girl named Zara. We're roommates, and we're all just like normal brown people. And we filmed some of it at my parents' house. My dad's in the trailer just for a sec.
So the setting is Chicago.
Setting in Chicago. And the cool thing about the trailer is that everyone's been really excited about the trailer, which means that now by the time this episode comes out, the series will have dropped on YouTube, and it's just 5 like 11-minute episodes.
So it's all going to drop at one point.
It's all going to drop in one, yes.
So we're going to link it then, because this is going to come out November 4th.
And I don't think we're going to know who our president is by then. I think it's going to take forever. Like a whole extra couple of weeks.
So assuming we still have YouTube.
What's the deal with, like, is TikTok canceled?
No. I think they just like pushed this other company, Oracle or something, to buy it. Was it Oracle?
So TikTok just got bought? That's what the ban meant?
Funny? Do you know?
I think they're still working on the licensing, but the ban just basically meant that Americans now own the rights to some of the content that's on TikTok.
Oh, right. So I guess the people that can censor it now are the American government, not the Chinese government.
The timing for this code switching to happen, I am very, very grateful for, because it gives us something to focus on besides the election.
That's true. You said for the timing for this, what?
Code switched for the web series.
So code switch, 5 episodes, and you're just like young, brown, professional.
My hair looks so good in the series. Yeah, my sister was like, I can't even pay attention to what you're saying, because like her hair could look like that all the time.
Oh, man. So you'll always be chasing who you once were.
Is this bad? Isn't this fine? This is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You look great.
Sure.
Thanks, Vani.
Yeah, Vani thinks you look great.
What's up, buddy? How are you, Vani? Long time no see. What are you drinking?
Great. Coffee. Just seasonal allergies or something. My eyes are all puffy.
You have to do your neti part. Do you guys neti part?
No, I have not done that.
Ever?
Like ever, no. It
Neither
just
have
looks
I.
scary to me. Like it's weird.
It's scary.
I got a neti pot one time, but I just used it to hold change.
What, love?
I said I had a neti pot one time, but I just used it to hold change. Anyways, where'd you grow up?
That is so disrespectful.
Where did you grow up?
As in Aggarwal, you should be very shamed. You are shame Aggarwal. You don't put your money in the neti pot. You put hot water and you put the salt.
Well, I didn't have many cups at the time, and I had to put my change somewhere, and I didn't really need the neti pot for neti stuff.
And I guess you can just pour the change into like a plate or frisbee or something if you need to clear
Yeah,
your sinuses. I mean,
in
it's pretty
retrospect,
magical. You guys have never like had a deep neti session where you can't
no.
breathe and you can't talk,
I'm
and then
scared of taking the COVID swab.
it's
So,
horrible.
really, is it really horrible?
It's only for a millisecond, but it's still so bad. And the doctor was like, "Don't worry, this is only uncomfortable for a sec," and then you're like, and then it's over.
I gotta get tested in a few days because I went out and shot an event.
I got tested because I did a Botox commercial, Benny. I was I was the friend in the commercial that goes, "You don't need that though. You're naturally beautiful."
Oh, that's great. That's the take right there. Is that better than the commercial? Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't seen the commercial yet. But the ridiculous thing is that me and my Korean friend, and I don't know who else, it was one of these all ethnicities casting calls where like we read for the main character, the lead,
Mhm.
and then I didn't get that. And Unji, I was like, Unji, you have to get it. You're like, you actually use Botox because for TMJ, you have to throw in random medical information with every
Uh,
story.
TMG, too much jaw. No,
Too
that's me.
much jaw means grinding of the teeth. Yes,
Right.
that's definitely what that stands for. Yeah, totally. We're
Te-
doctors.
technically mashing jaws.
We're doctors by proxy.
That's true. We're just no. That's like an uncle move. If your son or daughter is a doctor, you're a doctor.
And you just make shit
I
up.
don't think it's a cousin move yet, or a cousin or sibling move yet. Maybe maybe we can start claiming it.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know.
But anyway, Unji and I both auditioned for this role, and then what? I get the friend role, like a one-line role, which is fine. I was very excited to go off into this little suburb house, and have I do enjoy hair and makeup. And if anyone needs a friend for their Botox commercials, please reach out to me.
So where can people reach out to you? Because okay,
At Sonal Media. Wait. I promise I'm going to finish this Botox story so fast.
okay.
They bring the lead out. They put me in to like block everything and set up the whole shot. And then they bring the lead out, and she is a white woman with blonde eyes, blonde hair, and blue eyes. And her name is Megan. And I'm like, is your name really Megan? Or are we doing like a caricature of white people? Oh, you're actual. So like, why would they even audition us if they're going to cast a Megan anyway? It's like it's a waste of everyone's time. You don't need to put all ethnicities on there. It's like just anyway, we live in an apartheid state.
Maybe you should take that as a compliment, as only white women need Botox.
She looked like she needed it.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, like you're just injecting plastic in your face, right? That's what it is.
I
Basically,
don't know. They're making mad money though. We should be doing that.
Yeah.
then
I'm
you
not
look
saying whatever else.
terrible after like 20 years or something. It just like makes you look disgusting.
It
You
makes you
do
look
see
like the
those.
Joker.
You do see those aunties though that look like kind of surprised.
Well, they
Hello,
probably are.
Rita. Oh, did you get rid? You're like, shut up, auntie.
They have to make their faces look surprised because they can't feel that emotion anymore after like 40.
They feel all the feelings. Aunties feel too much.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like they live their lives vicariously through our generation until about 20. And then they discover Indian soap operas. And that's how they get all their information about how people operate and how people move in this
There's like so much Indian content nowadays as compared to when we were growing up.
Speaking of Indian content, so we got Code Switched and we got a period piece.
That was on Amazon for 10 days during the pandemic. I don't know how you can see it now. It's streaming at like another film festival right now. I think you can go to a period piece on Instagram, or do I have a link for it? I don't know. You can reach out. You can DM.
We'll do the research and link it. If not, people can pirate it. It's just called a period piece. Don't pirate it. Definitely buy it.
I don't
It
think
will
you
be
can
available.
pirate it. Can you pirate it?
If it's piratable, that means you've made it.
If it's piratable, send me the link, and
I
then
will,
I
because
can
I'll
share it.
definitely pirate that stuff. I will.
I can share
I
it.
pirate every movie or anything my friends are in because
It is such a
I
satisfying
support them
feeling.
enough emotionally.
It's so satisfying when it's like, oh, I can't find, I don't know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something. I haven't seen that. I'm not track, but then I'd be like, people, pop, beep, 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 beep. Ha, I found it. I found the streaming site. Yes, such a early internet feeling.
Yeah, no, I used to. Yeah, but whatever.
We had
Were you born
hard
here?
drives, man. With hard drives, we'd download things, put it into a folder.
Yeah, no, Morpheus, Kazaa,
Party.
LimeWire, all of that. I used to use it. I used to get mad viruses. I had to use a
I remember once
goddamn
I was in India for
56K
like
modem.
I was in India for 6 months or something, and there was like monsoons, and all I had this one hard drive with like 25 movies on it or something. And I watched Iron Man 3, like, I think I could recite the whole movie at one point. I watched it so many times.
Then that was like the worst Iron Man. It
That's
was
the
only
best one. Ben Kingsley
it was
is
only
in
better
that.
than Iron Man 2, but that was the worst one.
No
Oh,
way.
they're so
Ben
bad.
Kingsley plays his pinnacle role of the terrorist. You
Yeah.
remember? And then they
Ben
bust him,
Kingsley,
and he's like,
Ben Kingsley playing a Chinese guy because this time he couldn't play an Indian guy named Gandhi.
hmm?
What? Okay,
When did Ben
so
Kingsley play a Chinese guy?
the Mandarin, and he was like supposed to be. Anyways, so were you born in this country?
Sounds like something you order. Come on. What
That
the
was his
fuck?
character.
So fucked up.
Well, yo, where were you born?
Hollywood's so fucked up. I was born
Where-
in Pittsburgh. It's just something random. I
Pittsburgh.
gotta
Okay,
say.
so you are an American citizen by birth, not
Fuck yeah.
naturalized.
Woo!
Okay, this
Pew,
is
pew,
you are
pew,
first. That
pew,
means you are
pew.
first generation, right?
First generation, baby.
So someone that someone that immigrates here in childhood, are they
Like
also
my
first generation?
yeah.
Okay, like
Wait,
your
no. They are immigrant. They are immigrant, and then I mean in the UK they would be first generation, but they're yeah, and
why
then
in
we're
the
second
UK?
generation. Because it's just different. Because we're annoying. We both speak English, but it's like different. Like we would be considered second generation, and our parents are first generation. The immigrants are the first generation of people. Oh my god, I've had this stupid conversation so many times. But here we are first.
Maybe that's how they try to whitewash their colonialism by being like, "Oh,
They're
immigrants are
like
the first
way more into
generation.
the
We're not
whole
going to
caste
devalue
thing.
you up top."
Yeah, I mean exactly. They're way more into the caste thing over there, where they're like, what's your name? And you're like Sonal, and they're like, but full name, and you're like Aggarwal, and they're like, oh,
Where are you really from? Where
judgy,
are you really
judgy,
from?
judgy, judgy.
That's what they say here is where you really from. Where are you really from?
Which the Indians?
Yeah. Well, no, the white people.
Yeah, but they
Whenever
don't
you,
know anything.
yeah, no, but they just want to do it because they can be like, I had a friend in college that went to Hyderabad
Oh
and
my god. I
learned
mean, yeah.
massage.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, all the time. Like
You're
I do
Vedic.
these. I do. Well, I was with some woman. And she's like, so you're Indian. You wouldn't believe. I was walking down the beach, and who should I run into but this Indian guy? And his name's and I just like prepare myself. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like relax in my body right now. This is the real yoga. This is real yoga. Fucking
This is the real yoga.
downward
Is
dog,
talking to white people.
bitch. This fucking oh my god. And then she's like,
Where are
his
you
name
really
was
from?
Raj. She's like, maybe
Do you
I
know
should bring
him?
maybe I should bring him on your show sometime. I'm like, yeah, I
Raj is
love
my
this
cousin.
story.
Actually.
Raj, fuck Raj. That bitch owes me
You
money.
talking about Raj?
No, and you know what's so funny then? Because then I did a show and she was with me. She was also on the show. God, I hope she doesn't see this now and hears me talking.
She'll see
shit.
it, I'm sure.
Talking shit. And then I used the name Raj in one of my bits or whatever on stage, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Oh man, oh my god." Sometimes comedy feels gross. Like I feel dirty.
You
now.
hear that, Raj? You are a benchmark for this one woman's every Indian person she meets. So
There
good
I
luck,
was.
buddy.
Walking down the beach. They like to set up the scene and
Mhm.
really bring you in. And you're like, wow, what about my face makes it look like I give a fuck? How much
The brownness of it, the color of it is what
I
makes
feel
it
like
look like you give a fuck about somebody's story about their Indian friend in college who
I'm trying to
probably is not
emote
even their friend,
distress.
who just
I'm
probably
trying
took a
to
class with them.
I'm trying to emote discomfort. Like
Yeah.
Does
But you
that
don't
look
really have the
engaged?
space. You don't
Does
really have
that
the
look
space
like
to emote discomfort in those kind of situations. I don't
you
think.
should have to be like, oh my God, so cool,
Right.
right?
That's
Oh my
oh,
God.
that's so cool. That what we're really
Does he
interested.
have
You
great
know
hair?
what? You are a very well-rounded and spiritual person. Bravo, kudos. That's
And
what they want.
thus diversity. You
You
have
must do yoga.
integrated.
Are you really? You must really be in touch with your spirituality. Come do a meditation session with me because obviously I know about meditation, and maybe we can. Maybe that's what this is. You unlocked the access to my deep meditation knowledge because of look at my skin, obviously.
It is like it's like so it's the ultimate white privilege. And I understand that these are even like new concepts for people, fine, whatever. But like to have colonized the entire planet and then be in a place and be like, I actually, in the name of spirituality, renounce this what we have done, and I'm actually going to now appropriate the process of renunciation and be a disciple in I'm actually Hindu. I'm a Hindu now. Hinduism. Is that how you say it? I believe karma. Did it originate in India? I mean, I'm pretty sure it did. Can you tell me? It's like, oh my fucking God. Just
I saw in some like right wing thing, some forum, they were like they're saying, yoga is actually a form of Irish calisthenics that is 105 years old. And they it was a real thing, which actually, this was going to be our later segment, but I'm going to do it now. Is
bro,
our
I would
segment
hit an Irish calisthenics class so hard. Let's go.
right. And
Fuck you,
led
white
by
people. We can talk shit too.
Tilda Swinton playing another Asian elder mystical character in a Marvel movie. So, anyways, first segment we've got is called Appropriation or Appreciation.
Hmm.
Now, in this segment, we want to highlight this guy. This guy formerly named Ray Capo, formerly because I'll get to
Can you
why he's
send me the
formerly.
link? Am I looking
Yeah,
at
it's
his
in the private chat. You can look at it. That's his website,
right?
but you can also look at here. I'm gonna
This
send you this.
literally
I'm
looks
gonna send
like
you this wiki. Yeah.
everyone that I know in India. Like I would probably be like friends
Okay,
with
but
this guy.
anyways, I'm gonna just run through this little bit of copy that Fani wrote for us. So
Bro, look at that
Raghunath,
Hindu.
formerly Ray Capo, you can find him at www.raghunath.yoga, not .com, by
Uh-huh.
the way. Originally a punk rocker in his teens who started the band Youth of Today, turns 22 and goes to India, Vrindavan, the birthplace of Krishna, to stay at an ashram in the quest for spirituality. He lives in the ashram and learns about yoga, Hinduism, and the Bhakti movement. He stays at the ashram as a monk for 6 years, gets initiated, and is given the name Raghunath. He then begins a yoga teacher training school, like training yoga teachers, not
Mhm.
students, in upstate New York to impart his wisdom to others after being initiated into the art by learned gurus and leads annual pilgrimages to India for fellow teachers.
Sounds like a good, cool guy.
Yeah.
Very
Formerly a
ascended.
rocker, found peace, extricated brownness from the spirituality.
But his chakras are like
So
his
before
shit, his shit is wobbling. You know what I
so
mean?
the what I just read fairly neutrally framed, I would say, or at least from his perspective of what he was doing, with no judgments in it, which is why we want to get to this judgment in this segment
Mudra.
where I'm asking you, is
Spiritual mudra.
this
Judgment mudra.
appropriation or is it appreciation?
1,000% appropriation from our perspective, from my perspective.
Okay. Elaborate.
I mean, he's a white dude, and it's like, where is white mysticism? And like, where is white Sufism? Where is indigenous white people?
Tilda
Whoa,
Swinton.
blow your fucking minds. Like, Tilda's got to have some like, Joseph Smith, the fucking Mormon dude. He didn't have
Yeah.
like a book of movements or something. What, you're just supposed to be like Jesus, like there's movement.
point.
The body is a vehicle for ascension. That has to be a universal thing. That cannot be just a fucking Indian thing. And let
Right.
me say something right now. Indians love renaming white people. Okay, they're like, your name is Robert. Now you are Prabhunath,
I never thought about it from that
Lord
perspective.
of the animal. Because you see, oh look, this squirrel, he come to you
I
and
used to
he
do
loves.
that in like third grade, but I'd be like, "Your name is Tati."
Your name is Tattinath.
Yeah.
Your name is Tatti
For
Bharti.
people listening, Tati means shit in Hindi, which
You are
is
from
great.
the
People don't know it.
family. Bharti means family, means Akara. Have you ever smoked chillam with the Babas? With Babas? It is like, yeah. I was at Kumbh Mela 2 times. Very fucking spiritual right here. I'm literally levitating right now as I'm doing this meeting with you guys. So you can book me for my Zoom levitation classes. Oh my God, somebody asked me for Zoom Reiki. And I was like, I can't.
So, do you think we can reclaim? Do you think we can reclaim this sort of high end demand market for spirituality? Like,
Fuck
you
yeah,
think,
bro. Get
yeah,
your
we should,
yoga
right?
on. Get your Bikram on. Get your Bikram on. Dude, you just get in. When I saw that Bikram yoga documentary, so there's this guy, and he was like literally
Kumare?
Nate, Kumari Nate, the real guy. The
The
I
dude
love
with the
Bikram
ponytail,
Gandhi.
the receding hairline and the
The
ponytail.
guy
Bikram,
who it's like $10,000 to
Vikram.
do like
You
a
mean
month
Vikram, who made Bikram yoga?
Bikram yoga, hot yoga.
Right, but it's some dude named Vikram, right?
His name is Bikram,
Oh, it's
not
Bikram, not.
Bikram. Bikram. Va nahi ba va nahi ba ka Bikram.
Oh.
I love that explanation. It's so on point.
Okay.
And Bikram's charging $10,000 for like a month-long yoga retreat where he is kicking these people's asses, where they're doing like 16 hours of yoga and fucking like 120 degrees in a room. He has an AC. Did you not watch this documentary?
No, I'm
That
going
was
to
the
now.
best comedy I saw, 2019. There's like, because then he was like raping all of his students. Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't do that.
He wasn't raping all of them, just a select few that made it feel like some kind of.
Bro,
The
they
inner
have footage of
circle.
him being like, if student comes to me and says, if you don't sex with me, I will die. Then what I can do? I have to do it. I have to have sex with them. And you're like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Holy shit. He's like Charles Manson, except he just wanted to have sex instead of kill people.
I mean, yeah, we can explore that parallel.
Sure.
There's this white woman who's like, and then he asked me into his office and he's like, what about us? And I was like, oh my God. And I laughed harder than I've like ever laughed because, and he's in these classes like, come on, go farther, come on, push, come on, bitch. And I'm like, literally all of our
Holy
uncles
shit.
could do this right now. Literally all of our uncles could go yell at
Holy
white
shit.
people to touch their toes, but we just are not doing that. We're in finance.
So there's this character
Engineering.
in the Silicon Valley HBO show. Is hilarious. His name is Denpok or whatever. He's like a fake spiritual advisor to their Elon Musk caricature, and like
I never seen
that's
this
like a
show. Is it a
dream
good show?
job to me. That's like a dream job. Like, can we? I'll grow my beard back. I fucked up when I was shaving or not shaving, trimming, and I used the wrong guard. But like, I'll grow my beard back. I'll grow a big beard. Can we like put me in robes and have me as like a advisor to like tech gurus or not tech gurus, but tech titans or
So
whatever?
that'd be like Kumare.
Yeah, that of course I'd be like Kumari, but I mean, like, it's not like people haven't used other people's ideas and shit. It's like I
I
want
mean,
to do it at
Kumare
a
is
different level.
brilliant.
I don't.
Kumare is brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. We're gonna link it.
Kumare,
Kumare,
I mean, this
watch it.
dude
I
is
don't know
like,
if it's available on Netflix or
have you
whatever, but
seen
it's
Kumare,
yeah,
man? You
yeah.
remember when he's like, and this sound is actually older than Om, and it is Aum.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. When he was like in India, he was like, I was developing new yoga moves, and he's just like this.
And he's like, and then they cut to the Indian guy. He's like, these guys, there are so many bullshit guys. This guy is no bullshit. He is 100% no bullshit.
Yo,
Kumare.
and I
And
swear,
you're like, oh,
I swear
that's so
his friend,
cute.
I swear his friend that was helping him, that was like you would see her, she was like doing the signups or whatever. I swear she was the actress from American Daisy. You know
What's
what I'm talking
American
about?
Daisy?
You remember American Daisy? It was like
No.
the one. It was like the one movie that had like a all Indian cast or whatever, and it was like in English, and they had American accents, and it was like in college, and so people watched it. Why are you doing that face? You know, stay within the.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I feel like I should
Anyways,
know what you're talking
it's
about.
called American Daisy, and it's like all of us know it. People that grew up here. You said you grew up in you were born in Pittsburgh. But
I wrote it
sure.
down.
Uh, I have no idea. Maybe that's her name. But whatever. That's a whole tangent. And thank you for killing the energy. So what about this dude, Ray Capo?
Whatever,
Appropriation.
capo.
Well, okay, not just appropriation, but
The-
where can we bring money
Oh,
to this picture?
Can we
Because
bring what?
money. Because
Okay. What do you mean?
Sono mentioned that Bikram used to charge like 10 grand or something, you know,
for
and
one student, and he would pack like hundreds of people into these spaces. So into like a convention center or something. So multiply hundreds of people times 10,000. That equals money.
so like when an Indian dude does it, it's considered okay because this Raghunath guy is like
No,
charging
I mean, no, he was very much
3
criticized also. Like,
No.
this is the McDonald's of yoga. This is not real. He tried to make a patent on poses. So, I mean, the thing about yoga is that there isn't really like, this is the guy that started yoga. It was being practiced everywhere in many different ways. Like, the Hinduism, whatever is Hinduism, a collection of Shaivites over here and Vishnu people over here and Devi people and in Calcutta. Happy Dussehra, by the way. Do you guys do Dussehra?
Sure.
October's big month for us, and November. Oh,
Yo,
is it
what?
like
We don't have
Diwali or
Diwali
now?
coming up?
Do we have I don't
Or
know.
wait, we're in like Navratri?
Yeah, Navratri just happened, so it's like
Can we
9
ask
nights of
our
the goddess.
moms?
Oh my God, we have to put that on a different topic list. Though smoking, chilling with the babas.
Yeah, no, you should you should do like a web series or something about, not like a web series, just like a front facing camera thing, confessionals or whatever, and just talk out your stories, and maybe we'll compile it somewhere or something. But that's a pretty interesting story that you should tell on something that's not this
I
podcast.
used to be like pulled into these interpretation situations.
Yeah.
And I'd be, it'd be like, oh, can you come sit here? And I'd be like, okay, like I haven't said that I speak Hindi or whatever. And in 2010, I had not been in India for a long time. 2007. I'd been living in South America because I went to Chile for my last year of my undergrad. I got a degree in psychology, whatever, and I went to
What?
Chile. So I had this language soup in my head of like Spanish and Hindi. And
Yeah.
like my parents would say something in Hindi and I would answer in Spanish. It was like, ooh. But then my Spanish is now super fluent, super dialed in. And then I'm in India and people are talking to me in Hindi and I'm like you can feel it that you understand like way in the back of your brain, but it's
Yo,
not.
I was just talking about this with somebody about like how going to India, I speak in English and forcefully in English because I'm taking the power back because I don't want to admit my vulnerability in my like bad accent in Hindi or
Oh,
whatever.
it's totally
So
reclaiming power. Definitely, that's what
if
that
I
is.
can speak in English, it already puts me in a high status position because they got this like ingrained inferiority complex,
Of like
which
hustle this
expands.
guy.
Right.
This is a stupid idiot guy. Charge
Sure.
him double.
Sure, but
You are so
I can be
superior.
angry. I can be angry, and they won't that they'll think that since I'm speaking with an American accent, I have a lot of money. So it's like I can pretend to have a lot of authority, and I think that's my best tool to protect my vulnerability and not knowing the language as well as I
That's very
used to maybe
cute.
know it. No.
I mean, I don't know. It's very different for boys. You can also just be kind of chill as a boy, and nobody cares. Like as girls, is different because you're vulnerable all the time. You could literally die at any moment. It
No,
is
I'm just
insane.
embarrassed. I'm just embarrassed of how I speak the language.
You got,
I'll
but
do
if
it
you
to my
have sense of
parents.
humor about it, because then I get pulled over by and they put me in front of this Baba, and he's like, and I'm just going, huh?
Well, nobody can
Say about
understand
that.
them.
Say about that. I'm going, yeah, that's
No.
true. And I turn to these guys and I'm like, I didn't get any of that. Nothing. I have no idea what he's saying. Let's see if I get any of this next section. And they're like, what the fuck? You're the interpreter. I'm like, according to who? How entitled are you that you're like, you're brown, they're brown,
Mhm.
talk to each other and explain to us?
So, which brings me to our second segment called tokenized or fetishized.
In South America, it was pretty surprising. In Chile, like they have no Indian people down there. And I
Okay.
was considered very dark in Chile.
When were you there?
2001 and 2. 2? No, I graduated from high school 2001. So I was there in 2004.
Okay.
Yes.
So last year of college
My
or
last year of college.
college? Okay.
I was there for like 14 months. I ended up staying forever. And by the time I left, it was like, I'm going now. It's like, okay, cool. When are you coming back? And I'm like, no, that's it now. I'm not Chilean. I'm going. And people would like stop me in the street and be like, oh, eres de la India? Are you Indian? And I'm like,
So, okay. So tell us an anecdote, a personal anecdote you may have, maybe dealing with that. I don't know. You said that so unprompted. So a personal anecdote you may have where you were either tokenized or fetishized, and what does that mean? And can you explain the difference if there is one?
oh my God, this is like a quiz. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I prepped you. I texted you like, hey, I'm gonna ask for a
Which
personal
is like
anecdote.
homework for the
Yeah,
quiz.
yeah. No shit. We're treating people seriously that listen.
No, listen, I got tons of tokenization,
Okay, give us
fetishization,
one. Give us one. That's the segment,
fetishization.
yo. Come
I
on.
mean, I'm just wondering about the difference. Is more what I'm like. What is the difference? We're like, I was at a Santo
There may
Daime.
not be, but that's why I want your take.
Okay, so I was at a Santo Daime ceremony, which is like ayahuasca in Chile, in Santiago. And it's like there's so much hierarchy in these spiritual communities, which is very interesting to me. And they were like, I was getting scolded for not having a white skirt. Like, ¿por qué no trajo una falda blanca? Like, I was like, she yelling at me right now. I didn't know about the white skirt. And then it's a spiritual thing too. So there is this guy, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Are you from India?" And I'm like, kind of. I mean, I'm from Chicago, but sure, yes. And he holds my hands and he's like, India es 100% espiritual. And then he just like bows his head. He's like, India's 100% spiritual. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. And he's like, and he's just like bowing his head. And he's like, wow. And I'm like, is he gonna give me some money? Because that'd be dope. No.
He's like, bro, you haven't met my cousins. What? So do you think he was tokenizing you or fetishizing you?
Like both. I mean, it was funny too because like I was more in my own experience of like my range of emotions where I was like, wow, there's part of me that's like, what the fuck? And then another part that's like, this is hilarious right now. And another part that's like, whoa, this is so interesting to me because we perceive ourselves to be everywhere. Indians are everywhere, but we are not in South America. Like maybe in Guyana, fucking, what's your
I
name?
mean, we could like blend in South America just like
You would
the
think.
Nazis.
Oh yeah, they're mad Nazis down there. It's
Yo,
so
what the
weird.
fuck?
All these Germans, all these like blonde ass Argentinians and Chileans, because all these people left, and all these Chilean
Boys of
people,
Brazil.
they have their own 9/11. I mean, I think it's great to get the fuck out of the U.S. I was there during re-election of George W. time, and I would lie about being from Canada
So
because I didn't want to talk about being American because people would start yelling at you. Ooh, I don't know if this is tokenizing or fetishizing, but I bought this whiskey, and my girl Anna is like, "You definitely bought that because it looks like henna," and I was like, oh, "You are right."
yeah, maybe that was just like a subconscious cue.
She
Just
goes,
like how smells are
"You bought that
nostalgic
henna
triggers.
ass whiskey," and I was like, "I love it. It's beautiful."
I don't know if that's tokenizing or fetish. I think that's just you and just the way to get you to
I
buy
am
stuff.
fetishing this beautiful whiskey.
Is it Indian? What kind of whiskey is
No,
it?
it's fucking Samuel Grant.
Grant?
Kentucky,
See,
some
Vanny
Kentucky
thought it
stuff.
was Indian too.
So that's appropriation, right?
You
They
think
are
so?
appropriating.
Yeah, probably.
I want to reach out to these people and be like, "Can I be your ambassador, please?" And be like, "Hand out
Yo, they would
whiskey."
love to have a brown face, I'm sure, for some Kentucky shit, and you could do the southern accent because you're an actress. Do you do characters?
Butter hun.
Okay, never mind. So maybe you can't do the southern accent. We could stick to your
I
current
got
accent.
practice. Just got
Yeah,
practice. You know, talk
but
like this.
you know what I've always suggested
Be as
is
idiot.
like you remind me if okay your voice, and I think you should do voice acting because I know you do a
I'm
little bit. I know
trying.
you're trying to get really into it, but like your voice reminds me of that girl from Recess from Saturday morning cartoons, cartoon
Recess,
Recess. I think
recess.
her name was like Spinelli.
With they had hair like
She
this.
had she had the beanie.
She had the beanie. I gotta
Yeah,
look at a picture.
um but it's like
Yo,
but voice acting.
honestly, going back to the Raghunath thing,
Yeah.
like it's so funny to me too because you'll be in and these white people are just so blissed out and it's hundreds of them at these yoga festivals, thousands. And I'm like, does anybody look around and go, there are no brown people here?
No.
And they're like, whoa, now that you mention it,
Now that you
I
mention
have
it.
never thought about it before, but now I am thinking about it. And I don't know what to do, but at least I'm thinking about it.
At least, and then they're not gonna do anything. But like,
And then it's like, want to go to Lululemon or like, do you want my partner pass? Like, oh, they're doing a free night a week for POCs now at my yoga studio. That's a new thing that we're
wait,
seeing.
so okay, are you're like into you like do yoga and stuff, and you're in a community and all
Well,
that.
I do Thai massage, which means that I'm like lazy to do yoga on my own. But I
Okay,
will if I'm being paid to work on somebody, then I'm like getting my own. It's symbiotic. Thai massage, and it just started working for this Lithuanian lady because comedy is like we're in a pandemic right now, so it's like
sure. No, but
and
you're all. I mean, you're also actressing
I'm
or
also
acting.
acting. Yes, I mean I would love to be able to work more from that. But anyway, it's office, and I usually take clients in my home. I usually take clients in my home, which means I can go public now because I can't be talking publicly about massage with the public because the
Right.
public is gross.
Sure. Yeah.
And now there's like this Lithuanian lady. I think Eastern Europeans and Indians actually have the potential to get along like really good because I'm the chill one. She's so intense. She's super intense, and I'm the chill one with her.
It's an odd pairing. Maybe you could write a buddy cop movie. Well, maybe not a buddy cop movie. Maybe like a buddy social worker movie.
I've just been massaging for my whole life, and she's like, I'm not licensed, and she's like, I don't kid.
It's actually not an odd pairing.
Ah,
Linguistically, we're very similar.
okay.
Lithuanian.
Expand on that, Vanny.
Like if like if you study Sanskrit, right, and Old Lithuanian,
I love this shit.
you have some of the similar words, and our culture is very intertwined. So we may have come from the same place. It's not proven, but we're intertwined somehow. So like we're there in spirit. So what you said,
So that movie Eastern Promises is like a cultural experience for me because this is a pretty cool movie. Viggo Mortensen? No, okay, never mind. He was like,
Cultural. I love Vigo.
it was great. Um,
Yo, I want to hear more about these language links. I love that shit. Also with
yeah,
Spanish and Sanskrit, they're totally links. Like padre, Peter, ek do
yeah.
tin, uno, dos, tres, dos.
Well, I mean, all those languages are linked, like Spanish and English and French, and they all come from Sanskrit, right?
well, there's a bridge between the
From
Latin and
Latin.
the Sanskrit.
Latin and okay.
Let's get linguistical. Let's get linguistical. I'm such a nerd about
Yeah, I
language.
mean, we don't really have an area of expertise or specialty on this podcast. We just kind of like
You could have a graphic
talk
that
about it.
drops in and go with like a bunch of L's, and it's like, let's get linguistical. Zen Altas now.
Mm,
Linguistical. And then we could do like little language lessons. Like dunya is world in Hindi, also in Turkish. Great.
um, maybe. But what I was thinking
And
was
then you could learn more Hindi because you do
no. What I was
understand.
thinking
You
of.
understand full Hindi.
Yeah, I do. I do. I just can't read
You're
and
just
write
shy.
it. Yeah, and I'm shy, but I can't read and write it. And I stopped watching the Indian movies and all that stuff.
I mean, my mom is literally like laughing out loud when I'm speaking Hindi, and
I
it
know
is
it's
rude.
demeaning.
It's
Actually, I
rude.
was gonna say I think my vulnerability comes because I used to love to speak it when in India, but then like my brother's wedding, I was speaking it very publicly, and I got a lot of laughter, and it's like, oh, it's just your accent. It's really funny. It's so bad. It's so funny how bad you are at Hindi, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's very
You're like,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
So I'm just gonna speak English from now and get very angry all the time that I'm in India because I have probably other issues.
I'm a Zoom prop comedian.
Uh,
This
hey, I mean,
joke has
you
been
gotta
sponsored
do
by
whatever you
Henna
can.
Whiskey.
Oh my god. Um,
Yo, they're so cold blooded. And like, for sure, they'll just say, like, my dad will just be like, what is she saying to my mom? And then my mom will like repeat what I said according to me, like literally repeat the exact same word. And he's like, but it's okay. I just don't understand your accent. And I'm like, oh,
it's just very bad.
Dad,
You aren't good at this. That's just it. It's fine. You
it's
could be
fine.
better,
I
but
mean,
I don't think you could be better. You don't have the
trying is good.
capacity.
You have to keep trying because you are bad.
Yeah.
So keep trying.
But you won't get there. So don't worry about it.
I mean, now it's too late, but
Yeah,
still you
it's
should
too
keep trying.
late. You're the worst. I don't know why I gave birth to you.
You're like, oh
Oh
yeah.
no, nothing. No, never mind.
I grew
Um,
up here though. I said I was born in Pittsburgh, but I grew up here
yeah.
in the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
I didn't grow up in the city, and I do think that it's really awesome that people should like be in their bodies and be in their breath and be in. I think there's a lot of great wisdom in yoga, but like, can't they just get it from Irish calisthenics or whatever? Like,
Right. They don't have their own thing.
I don't know what the deal is with the namaste thing. It's like it's namaste. It's not even hard to say namaste.
It
It's
just
not.
means hello and goodbye. Like I don't understand why it's such a
I just don't understand why it spread this misappropriation and mispronunciation with like they have t-shirts now where it's like namaste in bed and it's like
yeah,
that's
no, they
not
have graffiti all
funny.
over Williamsburg that says namaste and it's probably by like a yoga studio. I'm sure it's commissioned.
I mean, yeah, and if you're like some like white person and you're wearing like a namaste in bed and you're like, oh, brown person, look at my shirt, you like it, I
Right,
would.
like
You can't punch that person in the mouth even though that's the move.
yo,
That
I
is the
shared this
move.
clip. I shared this clip with you before we started recording. I guess we could talk about it about this comedian
I don't know why you want to talk about this.
yeah, okay, I don't really want to talk about it. No, forget it. We'll take that out.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
what are tips you have for younger people? Well, I mean, COVID aside, all this stuff, but for like traveling, international travel, shoestring budget, being able to stay in stuff, places,
Um,
because I mean, we're gonna link your history and stuff, and you've been in a lot of you've lived in different countries, multiple years, and you've lived a colorful life. So tips you have for younger people or older people that may be wanting to travel on a budget or learn how to integrate in a different place they travel to.
think about like your essentials, and really we're in such a story of stuff, and then people get really scared about like, wait, but what if they're not gonna, I'll need this and I'll need this. You really need like toothbrush, and they have things everywhere, like clothes, for example. You'd be like,
Mhm.
India is a great place to show up with nothing, with like a backpack of stuff, and you can literally create like a whole wardrobe for yourself with 20 bucks or something. How many rupees is that? 20, 10,
Like a
50.
million.
There's like a million rupees. 20 bucks is like a million and a half rupees.
Mhm.
And then you can get outfits. And you don't, like
It's
I've
more like 800 rupees.
One of my favorite things about traveling too is not, that stuff not mattering. I mean, if you want to look nice and if you want to adorn yourself, fine, that's more stuff for you to carry. But I love being like, I'm rocking the same outfit for the past 4 months. I have like two outfits, because I've been in India this whole time, and you just have a rotation where you watch stuff every
Yeah,
couple of
the
days.
sweat washes the clothes.
You watch me sweat. Actually, the babas would be judging me, and they're like, "You are wearing the same pant as yesterday. You are disgusting."
You
And
smell
I'm like,
bad.
"Whoa, what the fuck?" And it's so funny because everybody knows who
Go
you
take
are.
bath in the Ganga.
They're
You
like,
smell bad.
they do the sanan. What do you call it? The bath? Yeah. And then you'd be like, and the babas are like naked. The gender thing is super annoying in India. It's
What do you
very
mean?
intense. Like babas are men, so they can be in like the little langoti, like their little like nutsack sling, the little Tarzan outfit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, the
and
nutsack sling.
it's like a fucking sling, and it's like little diaper, little like very fancy diaper,
And
and
it's
then the
always
women
orange.
women are like in fucking jeans and like full outfits, like
Oh my
getting into the
god.
water, and I'm like, oh my god, no wonder people drown. This is insane. What are you doing, girl? Getting or like
They wear regular ass clothes and jeans when they have to go to the mall on
full sari,
Saturdays. Yeah.
like full sari into the Ganga for the sanan for the bathing. Like this is so impractical. Like I just hate having wet stuff.
Yeah,
That's
well, I mean, wet mixed with feces and giant killer catfish.
and dead babies and shit. Oh my god! But that's only parts of the Ganga. You go up farther north, like Rishikesh, then it's very beautiful, very
Oh,
dangerous.
right, where the river is just flowing and not where it's
And dangerous.
depositing.
No, not where it's just like
Mm.
Death River there. Can you hear
Yeah,
sirens right now? Is that really loud?
yeah, a little bit. It's not too loud.
Okay, cool. As
I
long as
could
it's not too
probably
loud.
take it out of post, but I'm not that good yet, so I'm not going to.
But India is also a really great place to be on the no plan, because you're never really alone in India. I remember being on a train and you just get grouped together with like, oh, you from Chicago? Yeah, Chicago. Well, yeah, there's some chick from Sweden. You're friends now.
No.
And you'd be like, oh, okay. Notice how I said Sweden. Traveling, you will notice that it's a lot of white people. They might be from Italy and France and Brazil
I was,
and Mexico, but
I
they're
was
still
saying this on a previous episode. I went to the Bodh Gaya, which is where Buddha sat under the tree and found enlightenment or whatever and became him.
Bodh
Right?
Gaya.
But whatever, man.
That's how they say it.
But oh, sure.
And that's
But
big spiritual
walking,
tourism.
right? Yeah, huge spiritual tourism, right? You see mad monks, little monk kids running around and stuff, and then like I'm walking by and everyone's got like their mats out and they're all doing yoga, and it's like maybe like 40% white people, and it was like this is the weirdest shit to
And
me.
no black people.
No,
No
no
black
black
people.
people.
No black people. It'd be like, where are the black people? I would, yeah. I mean, for being from Chicago, definitely
Black
experience it. Be like,
people
I just
don't
miss
get
black
the
people.
black people don't get the space to um appropriate spirituality and be viewed as experts in it. I feel like white people have like easy paths to be able to wield authority in something that's foreign to them because they can come in as a tourist and come out as an expert by matter of like whatever
You are Raghunath.
certification. Yeah, right. He was given the name, right? I don't know how if Fani wrote that on purpose in the copy, but like, yeah, he's given the name, right? You
Bro,
come out with
I
a
was
sense of
given names. It's
certification.
like I,
Right.
I had Babas like fighting. Like I will make her ashram. No, I will make her ashram. I'll put 2 lakh. I'll put 4 lakh.
Right,
There's like a
right, and they
million
give it to
places.
somebody. They give it to somebody like Steve Jobs or whatever, and he gets to own spirituality so much that
And
like
then
his
it's like now you are
fruitarianism kills him.
Steve Bharti. And what are they
Yeah.
doing? Like they're pushing their own brand. Also, they're pushing their own brand. And it's like, yeah, there is
Mhm.
very simple living, but it's hard living the life of a
I mean,
Baba.
it's literally the
Spiritual
same shit. Just
non-renunciate
because
brand.
that same shit I want to do, being this Denpo character, this Kumari character. It's like I think that would be dope because I could put money in my pocket and I could just like drive cool cars. But that's all. That's literally all I think about it. I don't think about it beyond material stuff.
Salvation
Yeah.
of your fellow man.
No, not in that context at all. Because even though like Kumari, if people watch it, if people that are listening or watching actually watch Kumari, it's great. It kind of had this good message at the end about how, it's not about who wields the authority in portraying spirituality. It's about your own personal journey and questioning people's authority in that. And, I thought that was kind of cool.
You guys
But
know Vikram? He's there in New York.
no, Vikram. And has he changed his name to Bikram yet?
No, why would he do that? This
No,
is
he
no
shouldn't do that.
bad callback. Edit that out. I met Vikram, and
Yeah, edit that out.
I was
I'm not
too
editing
excited.
that out.
I was too excited to meet Vikram.
There will be.
To meet
There
Vikram
will,
Yugandhi. I was like, what's up? Come
where
on
did
in.
you meet him?
And he was like, whoa.
That's so
He
funny.
was like, back up. I date white girls. No, I don't know if he dates white girls, but brown
So
dudes hate
funny.
brown women.
No, I remember. I met some like high up guy at Vice one time, and I was just like, "Oh, Vice, cool!" And he did a whole different thing on Vice, and I was like, "Oh, Vice, cool, yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys have that Indian guy that did Kumari. I thought that was really cool." And I just like went into about Kumari, and this guy like just did not give a shit. And
And
I'm
was
sure he
like, what
like,
are you even talking about?
I was just like, "Oh yeah, your peer is is cool."
Well, they do a lot of projects at
Yeah.
Vice, so he was probably like, I don't
No,
think.
he was like uh, higher up.
I'm sorry, I'm like playing with this mirror now. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna put my hair up.
Mhm.
But I mean, basically, what I'm saying is like, I do think that it's great that people are doing yoga, and I just wish for that awareness and wish for like how can I mean, I've definitely had like one of my spiritual friends be like, it's she said something like, I think black people just don't like traveling as much, and I was like, oh, you just said it.
Bitch.
You just well, it's like let's just sit in
You said
this.
bitch though?
No, I was like, do you hear yourself right now? What are you talking about? Because they've chosen to be like separated from their roots, from where they're from, and thrown into this other country, and now they're literally struggling every fucking second. And you think that they're like, I'm good. I just don't really want to travel. I'm just so busy like fighting fucking white supremacy and oppression every fucking minute. I mean, I prefer not to travel. It's like, no, people want to see the world. People want to experience
Right.
other
You can't
places.
you can't dismiss and minimize someone for not having colonizer tendencies.
And then it's like, it's not, I wouldn't say bitch, because then that also perpetuates a duality instead of
Right.
like, how do we come into this conversation together? Because it's like, unfortunately, as Browns, we've definitely benefited from our proximity to whiteness and this whole like model minority myth or
Mhm.
whatever, that it's like, oh, so we get away with stuff, and it's like,
Microaggressions instead of aggressions.
yeah, I mean, yeah, versus macroaggressions. I'd
Right,
say where they're
sure.
like straight up calling the cops on us, although like I've had the cops called on me, one time when it's like, oh shit, it's two brown people in a van. It must be a heist, by like the neighbor. And I'm like, what the fuck? The fucking cops came. It was on me and Uzzer, and we're there. And I turned into a white bitch so fast. I was like, hi. Oh, good thing I have my ID on me. Ha 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 ha. And I'm like, I live right there. That's my house. That's my house right there.
Yeah.
And then
I
the cop is
mean,
like, what are you guys
that's
doing? Uzzer turns into his lawyer self. Uzzer is like a comedian, but he was a lawyer before he started doing comedy, and he's like, we told you she lives there. We're having a conversation. I'm a lawyer. What do you want? You're only doing this because, and it got super intense. And I was like, I'm being held hostage by this brown man. Please help me. No,
with a long beard. His name is Other Usman.
I don't even know him. Please
Look at
help me,
his
Officer Todd.
history, and you can see that he's so. You can
No, I
infer
was
all sorts of
actually,
things about him.
I gotta go to my other one.
Yeah.
Let's pause and schedule for
No, I
later.
mean, I think we got a good episode. That was good. We covered
Oh,
a
great.
lot of stuff. What?
Great.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh,
I have to
wait.
go right now. So I'll just holler at you later and we
Yeah.
wrap.
Cool. That's it.
Sorry, Manny. So rude.
All
I'll
right.
see you
Have
guys
fun.
soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.